Nicky to round out the top 20 in car 20.
21st starter is from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, and Dave Rosenfield with the 74. The 22nd starter is the number 9 of Ken Foyt.
And it's Glenn Billings in the 01, Michael Cana in the 21, Brett LeBlanc in the 78, Billy Anderson in the 84. Green flag set to wave, this time off of turn 4, Ricky Young. Justin Gaydosh on the front row. The modified feature is underway here at the Speedbowl.
Here they are going into turn number 1. Gaydosh on the outside, trying to get some advantage over Ricky Young in the 0. The advantage right now, Eddie Green, by virtue of a great starting spot. He's making his car towards the front of the field, trying to close up the gap on the point.
Bucciaro out of shape a moment ago, stacked up the second group, including Pete Pavone and Chris Drew, and they're okay. We'll keep it under the green flag with the 0 out front. Ricky Young, Gaydosh in second, Henry Jr. in third, Joe Schumann in fourth, and to round out the top 5, Chris Pastriak at the completion of 2 laps.
Some heavy hitters towards the front of the field. We're about to see the green rise to the top. On the outside out there. We also have the outside of the earlier in the season. And number 5 is Chris Pastriak.
A lot of eyes on car number 3. Dennis Gator right now sits just outside of the top 10 in the 11th position, but gaining ground in the outside lane, moving around Don Fowler a moment ago. Double wide for that position further back. Jeff Carnes down low, Gator up high. Charette and Brower just in front of them, back to turn 2.
Yeah, looks like Eddie Green was putting on his foot forward. Ron Uhas having a great run out here at number 6, working on this Pastriak.
Back to turn number 2. The top 5 begin to close back together once again. Ed Reed Jr. all over the back bumper of Justin Gaydosh for that second position. Ed Reed far from out of the championship hunt here at the Speedway. Chris Pastriak and Ron Uhas running for 4th and 5th. Janovic to round out the top 6. There's a gap of 2 car lengths back to Joe Schumann, who leads the second pack in 7th.
This is an interesting situation. That is Charette, who has to have a bigger better, I believe.
Long way to go. Time right now in the favor of car number 3. Dennis Gator goes to the inside of the 49 from Johnny Brower. 27 laps left. 1 car pulls to the infield on the back straightaway. Falls by the wayside early. That's Brett LeBlanc in the 78 as the field once again rumbles off of turn 4. Chris Pastriak takes the spot away from Ron Uhas. Racing for 4th and 5th. Janovic still in that pack, looking on in the 6th position. But I tell you what, Ricky Young in the 0 has opened up the largest lead that we've seen all night here in the modifieds. 4 car lengths now to the stripe.
Yeah, Ricky Young, one of those long-time competitors, Kyle. We saw him happen last week. Can't let things start in the same place.
Whoa, trouble front straightaway, the 74, Dave Rosenfield.
Also, breaking a ride, Justin Gaydosh. We saw a few weeks ago very familiar outside groove that has been home to Dennis Gator through much of the year. Seems to be very good out there. Let's see how that shakes down. This time down, 25 laps showing on the scoreboard. Ricky Young and Justin Gaydosh will set the pace for this race coming off the restart line. It looks like a great start for the veteran Ricky Young.
Green flag back out, and it's Ricky Young. Lead him into turn number 2, but the side-by-side battle shaping up for a second. Gaydosh in the outside lane, going to lose a spot to the 72 car of Ed Reed Jr. Here comes Ron Uhas to the inside. Further back, Dennis Gator trying to get a spot on Joe Schumann in the outside lane. He moved around Charette a lap ago, so Gator setting in the 8th spot now as they go to turn number 3. And a challenge up front. Here's Ed Reed Jr. all over the back bumper of Ricky Young.
Yeah, Ron Uhas has also moved up there along with Ron Janovic Jr. We talked about Ron being this consistency all year. He's up there in the top 5 once again. Of course, one of the illustrious top 5 we have here as they make their way by the start-finish line.
Gaydosh just got out of shape off of turn number 4 and about got into the 3 of Dennis Gator and the 5 of Chris Pastriak. Gaydosh losing those 2 positions. It falls to the tail end of that lead group. Back to the front, Ed Reed Jr. sizing up the race leader, Ricky Young. Back to turn number 2, Young able to hold him off. Here comes Ed Reed, full head of steam on the backstretch.
You got to think that's part of the strategy. Get out front.
nose to tail with the exception of car number 3, Dennis Gaeta. He's riding the rim of the speedway. Outside lane, and moves around the 71 of Jeff Pearl with ease. Moved around Chris Pastriak a lap and a half to go. And now they're double wide for the 5th spot with Gaeta in the outside lane. Got to be careful up there. Has to make sure the 71 of Jeff Pearl doesn't slip and slide up into him, and that could put an end to this championship run for the 3 car.
Looks like young has a lot for everybody here. He's riding as he can get by Ricky Young, but this doesn't seem to have anything for Young right now as they're now. Next up, showing him the halfway to go sign. This time, last guy by. They're taking him off.
Ed Reed Jr. looks to the outside. Now back to the inside. Ricky Young has the, trouble, front straightaway. 2 cars become collected. 3 now in the turn 1 rather. Bouncing off the outside wall here on the front straightaway. Then a tire went down on one machine. That might have been a 30. Yeah, Griswold's car. 1 car involved, and that was the car that bounced off the wall here on the front stretch. The tire went down, and he spun in front of another competitor. And now caution. Comes out.
Folks have feature wins on that towards the front of the pack, and a lot of experience out there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on the restart. We're going to see that in just a few seconds. They're coming back to the restart line. On the front row, Ricky Young and Ed Reed Jr.
Lots of stories unfolding here tonight, and the next one is Ed Reed not coming up to speed in car 72. Ed Reed Jr. is going to lose a spot to Ron Uhas. Reed to tuck in 3rd. Good battle for 4th. Dennis Gaeta, Rob Janovic side by side, and here comes Chris Droon out of the pits just ahead of the leaders. Just sliding through the middle of the field. Go back to turn number 2, and Ricky Young holding off everybody thus far at the second half of this event right now. 15 laps of the 35 in the books.
One of the great SK modified veterans. That's Ricky Young at the front of the field. And could it happen again? One of the great veterans taking home their first feature win of the season here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Eddie Reed asserting himself again in the 72, jumps up into the 2nd spot. Here comes Gaeta on the outside.
Yeah, Gaeta putting quite the move, and we have the 9 going around here on the front straightaway, but back to Gaeta. Kind of brave in that outside lane. He's got Chris Pastriak to the bottom. Caution comes out for Ken Voigt. Car number 9 that has gone around here on the front straightaway. Now 13 laps to go. Don Fowler to his outside in 4th. Chris Pastriak 5th. Jeff Pearl 6th. Rob Janovic, Joe Schumann, Zach Sylvester, the front half of the field. Green flag off turn 4. And again, no trouble. Front straightaway. Gaeta's in the outside wall. Car number 3, Dennis Gaeta, goes to the outside wall. They continue to jam up behind him. And caution back out. The 0, Ricky Young, going to slow him down, as will the 72 of Ed Reed Jr. Ed Reed not coming up to speed for the 2nd restart in a row, and it looked like Gaeta looked to go to the outside of Reed. Reed came up. Or was it Uhas? It was Uhas that Gaeta tried to go around in the outside lane. Uhas came up, and they came together and put the number 3 in the outside guardrail. We'll see the damage on that car, and now Matt's about to get busy over in the pit area.
Car, no movement as far as the car is concerned. It still does not have its right wheel on the car.
Oh,
so we'll see what happens as they get ready to go back to green.
Yeah, he's going to miss the restart as the pace car is in. Fields off turn 4 without the championship point leader. In turn 4, Ricky Young, Ed Reed Jr., front row, Chris Pastriak. Let's see if Ed Reed comes up to speed this time. Sure does. So they go back to turn 2.
So Ed Reed in the chase right now. Let's see if he has anything for the Ricky Young car. That 0 car has been fast all night, and there's some separation between he and Eddie Reed out there as they make their way by the stripe this time.
Cars all over the place at the back of the pack, including the 20 for Zarnicki. He's okay as we go back down to the back straightaway. Chris Pastriak to the inside of Ed Reed Jr. That's for the 2nd spot behind Ricky Young, looking for a win here tonight. He's 11 laps shy of the checkered flag. They go back to turn 2.
Now, Eddie Reed has Jeff Pearl to contend with. Jeff Pearl, no stranger to the podium here in 2003, has that 71 moving very nicely, thank you very much, as he comes towards the front of the field.
Gaydosh goes around, and one other car becomes involved. That's the 21 for Michael Gata. Caution again, with now 10 laps to go. And the 21 for Michael Gata able to pull away after the Gaydosh car spun initially all by himself for the 94.
You get a feeling watching this young driver that it's not going to be the last time that he sees a checkered flag here at the Waterford Speedbowl. Very talented young driver. In that number 5, the John Simlick, Caldwell Banker sponsored number 5.
Pace car's in. We're going to wait one lap. Doing the unofficial math, there are 18 cars on the speedway. So, and I believe Dennis may be in about 17th. Not sure of the final car's status. That would be the, what, is that the 84? I'm not sure of his status and how many laps down he is, but Dennis was in the same situation last week. Finished, 17th in the first feature. Not been a couple of kind of weeks to him. Car number 3, although the 72 of Ed Reed not able to capitalize last week either when Dennis had problems.
I'm sure he's being very, very careful out there himself. He doesn't want that sort of calamity to befall his team. Coming back to the restart line, they're off and running once again. Ricky Young in the center of it all as Jeff Pearl with a very, very courageous move on the inside, using all the asphalt to get by and put the 71 into first place. Finally, somebody getting ahead of Ricky Young, who has driven a tremendous race here tonight.
Yeah, apparently Jeff Pearl studied Ricky Young's restarts, and he knew where the weakness was, and quickly on the restart punched a hole to the bottom and took the top spot. So Jeff Pearl becomes the second different leader of this event. Move Young back to second, Janovic third, Zach Sylvester in fourth. He's been quiet all night. Into the fourth spot, and in fifth, it's going to be Chris Pastriak, Ed Reed Jr. back to sixth. I believe Johnny Brower next in line in seventh. That's the way they'll run off the corner. Here's Young back to the inside.
Yeah, Ricky Young with a strong car here tonight. He was sandwiched between two feature winners in 2003. That's Rob Janovic and Jeff Pearl, and he's leaving them both behind. Zach Sylvester in a 0.9 now making his move to the front of the field. 6 laps left to go.
Great racing at the front of the field. Here comes Janovic looking to the inside for the top spot. Ricky Young able to hold him off. Janovic will look to the outside on the back straightaway through turn 4. Zach Sylvester looking for a win in the 09. Chris Pastriak, Jeff Pearl, leader a lap and a half to go, shuffled back to 5th. And then it's Ed Reed Jr. in the 72, Brower in the 49. Up front, double wide for the lead off turn 4.
Rob Janovic cutting into the second spot. He and Sylvester wheel to wheel as they came in through there. Ricky Young now pulls out again to the front of the field. It seems like the man of the hour is Ricky Young. This time by only 3 laps left to go in this exciting SK Modified feature.
Further back, Ed Reed Jr. under attack by John Brower for the 6th position back to turn 2. That's the lead pack. Dennis Charette is there as well in car number 1. 2 laps to go, and will it be the 0 of Ricky Young or the 51 of Rob Janovic, maybe the 09 of Zach Sylvester?
Here they come down the back straightaway. 2 shown to the field the next time by. The white silk will fly for Ricky Young. Can he pull the biggest win of the season for him, maybe of his career, as he tries to hold off Rob Janovic in the number 51. The Big A Auto Parts of North Branford 51 on a fly.
Here they go into turn 3, final time. Ricky Young looking for the checkered flag. They're all stacked up from second on back. Ed Reed Jr. will fall to 6 as Jeff Pearl got to his inside. Rob Janovic, Chris Pastriak, and Zach Sylvester all crossing just behind the 0 of Ricky Young. Wild finish for the Modifieds. It looked like Jeff Pearl might have been in the catbird seat there for a while. Got the jump on the restart with 10 laps to go. The 0 of Ricky Young quickly moved back to his inside, and then Pearl got freight trained on the inside and ended up, I believe, in 5th as he just got around Ed Reed Jr. there at the checkered flag, moving Ed back to 6th.
and then later on, at least, a couple went in my favor. Eddie missed a couple shifts tonight, twice when I was behind him. I think that was really the key to us not winning tonight. Ricky's been fast lately, and those last few laps, what I saw Jeff Pearl go through in the outside groove and what it felt like to me earlier when I was out there, Ricky gave me the outside groove. He was a true gentleman about that, but I didn't dare go there, and so I worked him over as hard as I could, but Ricky's got a lot more experience than I do. He's been wheeling these things a lot longer than I have, so Ricky knew exactly what he was doing, and what I was doing was only messing me up.
And all things considered, considering the year you've had, second place can't be that bad.
No, we'll take this. It's good for points. It's good for the balance in the checkbook, but for sure. I'm a little bummed out that I got some sheet metal work to do in the rear. But, you know, I got to thank my sponsors. And a couple of people I got to thank. Rick and Billy Sharp from Chassis Dynamics really helped us a lot last week on the setup on the car. And believe it or not, it's the first time I've ever gone to outside help for that. And it paid off. We've got a new motor in the car from GCR. And these guys came to us. They wanted us to test some stuff out for them. And let me tell you something. These guys know what they're doing. This car is the fastest it's been so far. I wish I had this motor from the very beginning this year. I'm having a blast in it. I'm having fun again. Right now, I wish the season went 10 more weeks.
Well, here's a guy who really knows what he's doing. The driver of car number 51, Rob Janovic Jr. And now let's go to victory lane. Very emotional scene here. And let's meet our winner, the driver of car number 0, Ricky Young. Ricky Young, what does this night mean to you?
Well, it's like my first win. I haven't won since '96, and I'm happy to be back to victory lane. I'd like to thank Carl, Charlie Pastriak, Chris, my dad, my mom, everybody, you know, and I got a crew chief. He's a young guy, youth, you know, you have to have the youth, and John Bollarelli, and I've had a lot of good people. Alan Coates has helped me out on the way here with buying tires and stuff. I owe a lot of people a lot of credit, you know. I appreciate all the help I can get. You know, I do it on my own, and I got Pastriak's helping me out a little bit now, and stuff. We got a Billy the Kid motor, Troy a car. What else do we need? A victory lane.
Take us through the last 2 laps. It was exciting.
Well, I took off good on the restart, and then Jeff Pearl got on the bottom, and then I went into the first turn, and it was slippery, and then when I got my tires come back, and I just drove back by him.
Well, the veteran with a great performance, his first win in 7 years, goes to the driver of number 0, Ricky Young.